So hello everybody, it is Thursday, April the 30th, the last trading day of the week, the last trading day of the month. So let's see if we can make it happen. Let's see if we can end the month well. Last night was a good night. We'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, let's talk about that little thing you see on your screen right now. That's the that's my what do I call it? What do you call it? It's my my desktop image, and I just decided I would make it into a like a repeating video using I think I use Canva. Yeah, I think I used Canva to do that. But anyway, the reason I did it, and the reason I'm showing it with you here, I did it for other reasons, but the reason I'm showing it with you here is because what you're looking at there is what I told AI is to create an image for me, and it comes from a term I heard a guy use several years ago. He called it the laptop lifestyle, living your life wherever you want in the world, using your laptop to create the lifestyle you want. And I'm sharing it with you because what I'm sharing with you when it comes to trading would allow a lot of people to do that. You know, a lot of people have that kind of lifestyle as an aspiration, but they have no real roadmap to get there. And it won't be easy because it's a desirable lifestyle, and if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. But when it comes to trading, if you will learn it, and you don't have to learn what I'm doing, you can learn any method you want. But what you want to do is you want to master that method. And if you don't ever learn anything else, you just learn that one, then you can quite possibly get to that lifestyle that you're wanting. Because so many people are wanting it, especially if you live in one of those quote unquote third world countries, you know, where, you know, people think, you know, because they live here, they're better than people who live someplace else. Well, that's nonsense. But if you are making U.S. dollars or Canadian dollars or European euros, whatever. But if you're making certain currencies, then you can go to other parts of the world. And we're trading small right now, and that's where everybody starts. But if you build that thing to where you're trading, I don't know, $10, $15, $20 or more per tick, the math is simple. You know, we're trading for 25 ticks, right? And 20 bucks times 25, that's $500 a day. You can actually live in the U.S. on that, but you can live really great in a lot of other places on the planet. So, yeah, that's all I want to share when it comes to that. But right now the market's open. So let's see what it's looking like. We're about 3 minutes into it, so I won't ramble. Again, as always, we're looking for the same old thing. Let's see if I haven't looked to see if any of us back here. We'll just slide back a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, up, and no. I don't see one yet, but somewhere in here there's going to be the pattern that we look for. They don't show up very often. Last night was a tough night, man. I tell you, got one early, and then the market just traded sideways for over an hour. I mean, it was brutal. It just went sideways. It didn't do anything. But then it took off. Now, I've been doing this long enough that I should know that when the market is doing that, it's almost like it's winding up and getting ready to throw a pitch. And the longer it takes to wind up, the farther it's going to throw that thing. And it wound up for, like I say, a little over an hour and 15 minutes, I believe it was. And then when it took off, it went. And I got my little trade in, of course, but relative to what actually happened, I probably could have gotten a lot more. But somehow I have to just be okay with that, because the trade that I decided that I wanted to make allows me to get and to be positive and profitable, you know, night after night after night. Now there's going to be, you know, a night where I'm not, you know, not profitable, but overall week after week, and then certainly as a result month after month, then I'm profitable. And so, yeah, but yeah, it took off last night and it went for a bunch. So right now, where are we? Well, like I said, the market just opened. Let's see, it opened right here at the top of that blue candle, that first blue candle next to our green goal line. This is where the market opens. It pulled up, ran down, but then here we are. We're pulling down again. If this closes down, we can't trade, you can't short the market when we're above the teal line down here. And for those of you, if you're new here, let me just go over this real quick, and I'll make it fast for you old timers, right? we trade, what I trade is something called, or I call the continuation, or the it's a momentum trade. You have to have a certain amount of candles going in a certain direction, and then if it gives us an opening by pulling back and then continuing in that same direction, then we look to take it. Now, looks like we're doing that right here, but I wouldn't take this trade if it just turned and went down because of our indicators. But what would normally happen is we've got three candles going down. If this pulled up and then ended, and then another blue candle started to go down and ended or closed below this green line, which is at the bottom of that white candle, then we would take that and trade it down. And let's say it just traded, it came right down to there, the top of that right angle, right? It just closed right there. We take it and boom, we get our 25 ticks, right? Now, it's not always that simple. Okay. Like I said, I wouldn't take it right here even if it showed up, because of what my indicators are showing me. But now, before we get to the bottom indicators, just so that you know how I know when a candle is going to complete, is because I have a timer here. Over here on the far right lower corner, I have something called a bar timer, and it says time running. And right now we're at 36, 35, I'm sorry, 34, 33, 32. It counts down, right? And when it hits 0, this candle will be finished. Now, these are 1 minute candles, so this thing over here counts down 60 seconds each time. And that's how that works. So at the end of 60 seconds, this will be over and another candle will start, white or blue. Now, below that, we have this thing down here. This is called our RSI. Okay, at the bottom down here, we have a yellow line that's called support. At the top, we have a yellow line that's called resistance. And this thing is just an oscillator. It goes up and down between this yellow line, basically. Now, it can and will go above it. It can and will go below it. But when it gets up here, we anticipate it turning around. Just as it did when it came up, it turned around and went back down. And then it came on back up here again. And who knows, it might just turn around again. But we just have to wait and see. We don't try to predict where it's going. We just use the information we have to, get a little something. Now, down here on this thing, we have this red line. That's an extreme line, and I don't really use it very much because once I get up here, I'm not looking to enter a trade to go long or to go up. Once this little yellow line here is, up here at this yellow line, this yellow and blue, thing. Once it gets up here, I'm just not interested in going up there with it, okay? Or when it comes down here, I'm not interested in trading down into support, not interested in trading up into resistance, because this is our floor and this is our ceiling, and we trade in between. Now, we can trade to go long or short, or in other words, up or down, but we only trade up when we are above this teal colored line here in the center. That's on the 50 mark. If you look over here, you'll see the number 50, right? So I call it the 50-yard line because, I go, football, right? And I'm from the South. So I only trade up when I am above the 50-yard line. I only trade down when I'm below the 50-yard line, and that creates a very tight window for me. But it seems to be working, so I'm going to stick with it. Now, below that, we have another indicator. I'm going to pull it up and make it a little bigger for you. This is called the MACD. Now, on it, we have this yellow line. It's called the MACD line. Then we have this blue line. It's called the signal line. Now, you can trade the MACD. I don't, but I use it. Now, the way it trades, just so that you'll know, is that when you are above this white line here, as we are right now, it's called the 0 line. When the MACD rolls over and crosses to go down, and it crosses, or it turns to go down, and it crosses in doing so, the blue line here, that's when you trade. You can take that trade to go down once it crosses and the candle up here closes. At that point, the candle will be blue going down, or red if you haven't changed your candle colors. So that's what that is, right? So you would trade that to go down. Then when it gets up below it, we can't see below it now, but when it gets down here, just the opposite. When the yellow line trades crosses going up, or turns to go up and crosses the blue line, then you would trade it up. But that's just how that works. But the reason I use it is because when it does cross and come down here, and it's about to touch that white line, that 0, that's what we call the 0 line, I'm not looking to enter a trade. Because what happens is when, historically, when that happens, price action will reverse. So it'll look like I might have like 3 or 4 blue candles, and then a white candle turning up, and then a blue one coming down up here in the up here on the chart where the price action is happening. But I'll look down here and I'll see, oh, it's going to bump into this thing. I can't enter it. I just can't. I mean, it's a toughie. So those are just some of the things that I have to look out for. And yeah, just as I said before, a lot of people want to do this, but it takes time, it takes effort, it takes diligence, it takes patience, it takes a lot, right? But it can be done, and it's really not that complicated. You just have to get used to looking at it and seeing it all at the same. You have to look at it enough so that you can see it almost all at the same time. Now, there are a lot of things to look for, but those are the basic things. You know, it's one other thing that we look for here. It's called the wobble, but I won't get into that. But that's what we trade, and that's 5, 10. That's me talking for 12 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back, and then I will come back again when something pops off and it looks like we have something interesting to talk about. So see you then. Now, here is something we have to be careful about, because we have a trade that's setting up right now, but we're really close to resistance. We pushed through resistance just a little bit here, right? But then we're coming up to it here. Now, this candle's going to close in, well, it's going to close now, and it closed right even with our reversal candle. Now, that's kind of disturbing. I hope that we don't, God, I hate that. I hate it. Last night we had something like this, and it was just a one and done. We had the one blue candle, then the white candle came up and exceeded it. We could take it. We were just below the yellow line of resistance, and so it moved on up. But of course, it went up like 200 ticks after that. But we're okay with that. We live with what we live with, right? Yeah, I got to do it, guys. Sorry. It is what it is, and if you're new, you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm going to put in a region here on the y-axis, and it's going to be 25 ticks in size, and it's going to line up perfectly with that candle right there. This white candle here is exactly 25 ticks, and we came up here, we hit it, tried to go again, but we came down, we came up here and hit it again. Remember, I had this my goal line set right on top of that blue candle in case it had gone up and passed it, but it did not. And now we've got a reversal that extends for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So even if it turned around and came up now, we couldn't take it, because we do not take a trade when the reversal extends for more than 6 ticks or six candles. So this was the run. Minimum 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if we got 5, we got 3. We're really only concerned with the last 3, all right? Because we don't want anything funky sitting in one of these candles. Then it reverses from here. It pulls back, and we were hoping to go, but we did not. We fell back. And in looking at it, I recognize the size of this candle. I always have these little right angles on the screen, and looking at one versus the other, I have to test that. And that's why when I did, I saw that it's 25 ticks, and that kind of made sense based on what was happening right here. This is something that you have to learn to recognize on your own. And that's just a result of looking at it long enough. The other things, you can just see it, right? The indicators down here, you can just see when when the RSI is coming up into resistance. You can see when the MACD is rolling over, crossing the signal line, and then it's coming down here and about to crash into the zero line. That's easy. But this right here is just something that you have to begin to recognize, and it comes from, or as a result of, you looking at this thing long enough. Now, you can watch me until you are flat blue in the face, but at some point it's okay to turn me off. I won't be offended. Go and download historical data and start trading or practicing on your own. Or if you want to just go ahead and turn on NinjaTrader or whatever platform you're on, and jump into simulation mode, so that you're trading with phony money, monopoly money, play money, paper trading, whatever you want to call it, right? They will give you, I think, like 50,000 phony dollars, and if you blow through that, then I think they'll re-up it. I've not blown through mine, but and it's okay if you blow through it, if you make some mistakes, because you've got to go make those mistakes. If you don't make those mistakes on your own, in simulation mode, then you will make those mistakes with real dollars, and that's going to be awfully painful. So yeah, so the wobble is something that you've got to learn, because it screws it screws things up. Okay, so let me just tell you this. All right, if any part of our setup, the run here or the reversal or the continuation, touches the wobble in any shape, form, or fashion, maybe it just goes up and comes back and leaves a candle wick. See, like that little thin line that sticks up above this this candle. We call it a wick. We call it a wick because the body is called a candle. So candles have wicks. But if any part of it touches this, I'm not interested in a trade, because when it touches it, when it touches the wobble seems to affect it to the extent that it will pull it back into the wobble, right? And so, like, you go up here, it pulls it back. You try to, and it pulls it back in. It tries to go up, it pulls it back. And it can do that for a long time. It may come way up here and then reverse and come all the way back down, and then go up and come down, come back down and go up. Don't look. When that happens, you can almost walk away and just take a glancing look at the screen every once in a while, because you don't want, or I don't want to take a trade whenever anything comes in contact with the wobble. So yeah, it didn't set up, and so there's no sense me going much further. I'm going to pause my recording, and again, I'll come back to you when something's popping off. No, I don't see a trade setting up for me right now, but I want to go ahead and mention something for those of you who you want more trade opportunities and you want to practice something along with this. You can consider trading the MACD. Now, the MACD, you do need a larger, typically you might need a larger than a 25 tick stop loss, like you see over here that I'm circling. That represents that right angle represents 25 ticks. You might need something like a 40 or 50 tick. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit. I'm going to show you something. So, all right. So the MACD, like I said earlier, it comes up and then it crosses to go down, and it turns over to go down, and the yellow line crosses the blue line. Once that crosses, you can enter a trade, but you want to add something to that. And that is that you want to add in you want to factor in this yellow line up here. This is called the exponential moving average, or the EMA. So what you need to have is, when this crosses, when the yellow crosses the blue, or the MACD crosses the signal, you also need to have price action. Since you're going down, you need to have the price action closing down below the EMA. And had you had that, if you had taken that trade, you will enter at the bottom of that blue candle. Right there, 25 ticks will put you there, but you probably need to go for a 50 tick win, because you got to have a 50 tick stop loss, because when it doesn't work out so well, it can push back quite a bit. And so you need in order to get the win, you need just 25 ticks. This one just worked out perfectly, but many times they won't. It's going to push back some. Okay, up here, because it can get tied up around that EMA, and but this time, like I said, it came straight down, and you would have gotten 50 ticks. So you can add that to your repertoire, and what you can do if you want to try practicing two things. I'm just going to do one because of something Bruce Lee said, and what he said is he said, I fear not the man who practices. What did he say? 10,000 kicks one time. Yeah, he said, I fear not the man who practices 10,000 kicks one time, but he does fear the man who practices one kick 10,000 times. Because when he kicks, he knows what he's doing. So I would suggest you learn one thing first, and it may be all you ever need. But if you want to try something second, that's you. It's your life. It's your dream. So. I don't want to tell you what to do or what not to do. I'm telling you how I think, because I'm pretty good at knowing what I'm thinking. But that trade will enter right here, right there, and you will just trade it down. And if you pull your stop loss down or your take profit down, you can pull your stop loss down to about here. It would have knocked you out. It would have knocked you out right in here, But still, it'd be a good trade. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up, and looks like we got a little bit of a run here. If we get a reversal and continuation, I'll come back, and what will we do? We'll talk about it. Quick lesson. Is it Sheena? But a subscriber said something to me just the other day. She said she doesn't know how I remain so calm because she's sitting there talking to the screen, the whole time. Don't go up, don't go down, that kind of thing. And I used to be that way too, but I had to get to where I understood and what's the word? I got to a point where I trusted the system. And although I'm not always right, I still trust it. Now, what am I talking about? Well, we got to run here 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a reversal, and now we are continuing, right? And we are good to go because, to some extent, because we are below the 50-yard line, which means we can trade down. But here's the concern: we are running into the zero line down here. And what did I say about the zero? What do we know about the zero line? Is that it tends to cause price action to reverse. So if we're going down here, when we come into contact with the zero line, price action doesn't always happen, but it seems to happen a lot, is that it might come down a little bit and then it reverses and goes back, or it just takes off and goes back the other way. We got like 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left on this candle, and we'll see how that plays out. So we'll just let this play because I want to bring that up to you early so that you can see it happening. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. We'll see, but I would not enter a trade here, even if we got a blue candle that went down and closes below the reversal candle, which is where that green line is. "20 seconds left. Now something tells me that if it goes through and closes below the green line, it's going to really take off. But I can't take it because of the odds. You know what I mean? The odds are that it turns around. So let's up. There it goes. And if you look down here at the MACD, let's see, where are we on the MACD? And so we're dead into the MACD, and so yeah. I mean, we didn't cross. We didn't go quite low enough, but it's still causing the price action to push back. And on our, we're in the right place on the RSI, but we got to have it all. You got to have it all, because if you don't, what's the purpose? What's the use? You're taking a chance, and that is what causes anxiety. It's when we don't know because we haven't done it enough, and that's why I say practice, so that even though you don't get perfect, you get a lot better. Let's give it another minute or two to see if it's going to do anything, and yeah, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this white candle that it's on, that's the 5th one. So after 1 minute, if it doesn't do anything, then we'll go away and come back later. Only about 30 seconds left on this one, and it looks like it's just going to keep bouncing off of that line. Like I say, at some point, if it goes through, it might just go crashing through there. Oh, you know what I need to do? To put this thing back, so I don't forget. There we go. So that's it. 1 second left, and that's it. So that trade opportunity just disappeared because, well, yeah, we're here, right? And so I said I wasn't going to take it, but then also you got 6 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And at that point, the trade opportunity to enter a trade just ended, and it could still just drop and then just go. But chances are it doesn't, and odds are is that it doesn't. And with those odds, we're out. Okay, boys and girls, don't try this at home. If you're wondering what you're looking at, it's a mess. But I had to go ahead and do it, right? Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, we ran down here, and last time, well, let me take something off of the screen right now because I want to show you one step at a time. We'll remove that and say apply. Okay, so last time I was with you, we were around here somewhere. Yeah, right in here somewhere. And the market just started to crash, right? And I got a one and done, and I knew that I was at, right at resistance. But usually, sometimes you can take a one and done at resistance. It was here, one and done. It ran down here also all of a sudden, and something told me, hey, that's a sucker move. But I got in and it came back just enough to knock me out. So I took a loss, and then it came on down here for a huge win. And I'm going, man, are you freaking kidding me? Right? So I saw that it was down here below this red line. So I told you earlier, I'll tell you what this red line is for. It's an extreme line. So when the RSI comes down here beyond this point, and I might miss another trade. Yeah, there's a trade entry right there. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to teach you guys because I'm ahead for the night now. Okay, so when it comes down here and it gets below this red, this yellow caution, red stop, when it gets below this red line here, what I do then is, or what can happen, I don't usually do it, but I said, doggone it, it's the last night of the month, and I'm gonna end positive, come hell or high water. I go up here and I go to indicators, right? And I get this window, you see it says indicators right there, and I come down here, and where it says Bollinger, I click that twice, and I hit apply. Now once I do that, this red and green line, squiggly lines show up, and then this blue line here. But I'm still working with the yellow line, which is the EMA, but I'm looking at the red line, right? Remember, when it pushes outside of the red line here, I'm looking to see if it's pushing outside of the red line on the Bollinger Band. When I get both of those happening simultaneously, and you can see it was happening way back here, and then here, then here, and then here, and then it finally reversed. When it reverses and goes up, after it's done both of these things, you got to have them both, and it goes up and then it crosses and closes price action above the EMA, I enter the trade right there, as I did. Now, I set it up for 25 ticks, but I'm thinking, okay, I'm playing the Bollinger, so if I'm playing the Bollinger, it could pull back a good bit, so I need 50 ticks, right? So I didn't get out at the 25, although I was tempted because it came up right here and it came up here again. And I could say, well, Steve, you could at least get the 25 and you're good, right? That failed right there, okay? So anyway, what I did is I created another 25 tick item. So I just grabbed a triangle and made it 25 ticks. And I set it right on top of here, right on top of that little line right here where our 25 ticks was. And then I moved my, because I pushed my take profit way up out of the way. At that point, I moved my stop loss up to the 25, or what is now the 50 ticks, because you got 25 down here and 25 above. So I just set it there. And I said, well, hey, if it goes, it goes. If it comes back, it comes back. Either way, I'm good for 50 ticks. And that's what happened. It came back, it knocked me out, and you can see it continues to go back. So, and so that is what happened there, and that's how I got this back and a little bit more. So I'm positive for the night. That was a little bit rough there, but after this one right here, because it came back, like I say, just enough to knock me out, and then it went on down for a big win. And well, you know what it was telling me is that maybe I shouldn't be trading into resistance. But so many times, like last night, you get a one and done right at resistance or support, and this time it's happening down here at support, and you get a one and done. It goes on and it wins. And I've taken many of those. So I'll probably still continue to take them in the past, but I need to be wary. Because anything can happen. So that's where we are right now, guys. So we are ahead. 25 ticks is where the bend occurs, and then 25 more ticks is up here where this little red divot is. You see the red, I can remove this now. You see the red little divot here and the red arrow pointing down, because we traded to go in, we entered the trade to go up, we exit the trade to go down and to get out right there. And so that's what happened. So we've got about 45-50 minutes left on the night. Let me step back and I'll come back if something cool pops off. Oh, before we get too far along, let me also talk about the MACD, because I mentioned the MACD earlier in the night. So as you can see, the MACD came down and it crossed to go up, right? But it crossed. Did it cross there? No, it didn't actually cross there. Get off of that. That's not a cross. That's a touch. You want a cross going up. I mean, you can take this white one here, because it has already crossed and you are above the EMA. So you could have taken the MACD right here. And had you done so, you'd be there. And would you actually realize the 50? Think so. Just got it with this wick right here. So yeah, you would have gotten your 50 ticks with that also. So so that's the MACD. So MACD is a cross of the MACD and signal line, and a cross in the same direction of the EMA. So it's a little easier to see than the Bollinger Band, but the Bollinger Band got me in sooner. It got me in the win sooner. But either one, if you want to try those and work with those, there are various YouTube videos to talk about it. But I talk about it here. I talk about the MACD a lot. I tell you guys about it a lot. And I'm thinking I should probably be taking some of those, because you know, it's been a really stingy 6 or 8 weeks since we've been doing this. So oh no, oh my goodness, what are we looking at here? Bang. Oh, wow. How about that? Okay. It is what it is. You know, we don't sweat it. You know, what we'll do is we'll just get our stuff out of the way, right? We'll make our little region, and yeah. And so this is just something I'm just kind of used to seeing. So, because I've been looking at it for a while. So let's see where this goes. Because we got another one up top, if you remember. And a lot of times you'll get what looks like an entry between these two, right? And so you just have to be careful with that. I have taken it where I had a run, reversal, and a continuation just before you get to the wobble, and it worked out, because you can get into the wobble, and it could potentially go all the way to the top of the wobble, which is 25 ticks. And if you're entering before the wobble, then that's going to be a win. But I've also had to come right up to the wobble and then turn around and go right back down. So yeah, it can do anything. But yeah, just want to talk to you about that. That MACD cross, EMA cross right here. You got to have them both. That's not it right there. It hadn't crossed. That's still hadn't crossed. That's a touch, not a cross. That's a reversal, although a cross. You can take it at the bottom of that blue candle. Some people like to do that, but yeah. So that's what's going on. Oh, and by the way, I said I won't take a trade if any part of the trade is part of the wobble. So you got 1, 2, 3 candles here. Say this reverses and then goes down. I'm not taking it. So I won't come back if that happens. I'll come back when it looks like we actually have something. Alrighty guys, so tonight we're going to call this Desperate Times Calls for Desperate Measures. Because like I say, I took this trade right here. It didn't work out, so I had to go ahead and trade the Bollinger Band, and I've shared that with you already. When you stick it in there, you see that we were at extremes down here, pressing below the red line. We were redlining down here, and so we took it just as the price action closed above the EMA, and we rolled that up for 50 ticks. Now, the actual trade for the Bollinger Band, and I'm going to get to this one over here. Well, let me go ahead and do this now, and then I get to the Bollinger Band. So we had another run after we got 50 ticks here. We got another run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A reversal continuation took it for 25. So we are definitely in good shape tonight. I don't see anything else happening. None of this was worth it, because, well, for one thing, just too many dojis and just nothing, no momentum. And we got a little bit of momentum here, but then we got this no decision candle right here, so we're not going anywhere. And that red line there, that's 8 o'clock, so I'm not going any farther than that. Now, the Bollinger Band, I'm going to bring that right back, because I want to, if it's something that, if you're the kind of person that you're saying, you know what, I want to take the long trade. I want to go big. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go big or go home. So here's what the Bollinger Band is designed to do. It doesn't always work out, but then no trade does, okay? So the Bollinger Band is designed to take you from, because that's why the red line's here and down here, it's designed to take you from support to resistance and back down to support. So you can trade it. Now, we didn't hit red line up there, but if you had, you could have traded all the way down here. But we did hit it here, and had you stayed in, you could trade it all the way up up to here, right? That is potentially what it's designed to do. So when you hit it, when you push it outside of the lower Bollinger Band, which is red in this case, right? So you see we're wicking outside of that, we're getting out there, and then we finally come back and we close above that little yellow line. That's the EMA. Some people will trade it at the SMA. That's that teal color line in there. Okay, but I take the EMA. It's a little bit more aggressive. Okay, but it is what it is. Okay, so you can choose either one. If you want to be more conservative, you trade, when it crosses the SMA. Be more aggressive, you take it at the EMA. So EMA aggressive, SMA conservative. Anyway, but then you ride it up. Now here's the thing. I'm going to move it out of the way because you can see, you've seen it now. I'm going to remove that. Now the thing is, if you want to take this all the way up to here, you'd have to be willing to come all the way back to here. And that, my friend, takes you back to zero. You take this over here. This is where the trade started. It would have brought you all the way back down here. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I got in them 50 ticks. I got to get them, man. I got to get them, right? So, but if you're willing, if you can write that out, and sometimes it may come back a little bit further down before it goes on up, and then sometimes when it tops out at resistance up here, it may not be that high. If it pulls back down here, it may top out right about where you got in at. So yeah, but anyway, potentially you want to, it's for the long ride, taking it from here to here, and in this case that's 50 ticks, and that's another 50 ticks, so that'd be 100 ticks. 150 ticks is about what you're looking at there. So yeah, that's a heck of a run. That's a heck of a run. So if you want to try that, I would practice it a lot, because it doesn't show up very often. Okay, you're not going to see that every night. It did show up last night, and I saw it. I didn't talk about it, but it did show up last night. But there are several nights when we don't see it. But so if you want to trade that, that's called the Bollinger Band, RSI. I don't know, extreme or whatever, right? But that's what that's called. So you can just open up a chart on NinjaTrader, right? Spread out for 2 hours, and then insert the EMA, and you'll find that up here in what's it called? Indicators. Slide down till you see EMA. Click on EMA until it shows up down here in configuration, and then hit apply. I'll do the same thing with the Bollinger Band, which you'll see right here. It'll just say Bollinger, but it's technically called Bollinger Bands, but it's right here. Click on that, hit apply, and you'll have those on there. And then what you can do is it'll just show up, and you can just look and say, well, how many times did it happen, and or did it happen at all? And if it did, how can I finesse this thing to make it work? If you want to trade that long trade, and you can trade and once you figure it out, maybe that you can trade the Bollinger Band and the MACD and the momentum trade. You can trade them all together if you're good enough to do that. But I would say again, if you are new to trading, learn one thing. Okay, and like I say, when you learn one thing well, you're almost unstoppable. You're almost unstoppable. So tonight is Thursday, April the 30th. It is the last night in the trading week for us, and the last night in the trading month for the month of April. Thank goodness, because it's been a long April. But we're gonna do better in May. We didn't do bad. We're profitable for the month, but we're gonna do better even in May. But here's the thing: if we never pick up more ticks than we picked up this month, we're going to continue to increase the value of our ticks, and as time goes on, it's still going to snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And for those who can't be patient and you want to just rush in and go to $10, good luck. But I'm not doing it with you. I have my plan, and I'm going to work it, and I'm willing to wait the 6, 12, 18 months that it takes for me to get to $20, $25, $30 a tick, because I know once I get there, man, something else, right? Anywho, I want to thank you guys for joining me. It is always my pleasure to have you here. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and other than that, I'm going to see you guys next month or next Sunday. Bye-bye.